Welcome to our podcast. We are here to discuss the first four labors of Hercules. Starting off, we have Alex talking about the Nemean lion.
Okay, so basically, um, the Nemean lion was Hercules' first task, and he was recruited to bring him the skin, or to bring the skin of this invulnerable lion, which terrorized the area around Nemea. So Hercules kind of ran off to go do that, and when he started tracking down this lion, he realized that all of the weapons he brought with him, like his bow, his club, everything he brought, just bounced right off the lion, and he quickly realized that like the lion's skin was indeed like invulnerable. So Hercules eventually like trapped the lion in a cave and jumped on top of it and basically just strangled the lion to death because he knew we couldn't kill it through like an external force, so we had to stop the
You
lion's
mean
like
like
own.
a weapon or
Hmm?
like a weapon or
Yeah, like all of his weapons, I think I already said this, all of his weapons like didn't work. They just bounced like right off the lion. So
okay.
yeah, so he had to jump on top of him to like stop the lion's like own internals from working. So he strangled him to death and then skinned the lion alive. Or skinned the lion, not alive. The lion was already dead.
Yeah,
Wait.
'cause
So
it
hold
suffocated.
on. So what so you're telling me when he tried to hit it with the club just bounced off.
Yes, he
But
shot arrows
even
at it
when it
and
was dead, it just able to skin it no problem.
Well, he
well,
started from the mouth.
like the story goes that like after Hercules killed the lion, he took the lion's skin. It doesn't
Did he
say.
just rip everything out through its
Yes,
mouth or
I was just
something?
about to say that. It doesn't say necessarily that Hercules skinned the lion. It just says he's wearing the skin. So I guess for our sake and to, continuity wise, the lion's skin is
He's
impervious.
walking around in a
Like,
That he like
barrel in a lion onesie.
that he just like
90%
tears all the
sure.
lion's organs out and then ties its like first two hind legs like around its neck just so he's like walking around with like a lion cape.
Come to think of it, that
Oh,
is kind of how it looked.
Yeah,
Like, 90%
I
sure
am
he's
thinking.
the
I just pulled
lion's
up a
claw.
picture of like how it looks on
Oh,
like the
could you put it in the
pottery.
chat? Could you put it in the dish?
And
in the
I pulled it up on
podcast
my
chat?
computer. Hold on. Give me a second.
This is great podcast content.
It is great podcast
Realistically,
content.
I'm looking at the image on the website right now. It looks like he's like ripping the jaw apart. I guess he could have like pulled the insides out of his mouth or just pulled it apart. Oh, there's a.
It kind of just depends on what story you read.
That's true.
Yeah.
It could go anyway.
Because in mine it says he
You put it in
ended
the
with the
chat.
tiger.
Oh, you're putting it in the chat.
Yeah, I just dropped.
So
that.
from this, it looks like he's ripping off its nose with his arm underneath
And then
it.
in that picture, you can see that he's like kind of got his head through the
He's
mouth.
kind of
but,
like,
the legs are tied around his neck. So
Yeah.
did he just did he just tear the neck open and put his head through the mouth?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe he
I
cut it from the
guess.
inside.
I mean, I guess from maybe like from the inside, once he'd killed the lion, like he was able to cut through the skin from the inside, but like outside his head
Maybe.
didn't work.
That is how I always envisioned it after reading it.
That like the inside was vulnerable, but the outside wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that makes the most sense.
Bronze. I just re-looked at the first picture.
Oh, you just saw that?
Oh yeah.
What, the right side?
Yeah.
Oh, and the other side.
Yeah, I
Oh,
saw the
yeah.
other side at first. I didn't realize the right side.
Picture. Oh.
Anyways, shall we move on to the second labor?
Yes.
Alrighty,
Okay.
what is the second labor?
That's your labor.
Shut up. The
Hydra.
second, shut up. The second task is to kill the Hydra. The Hydra had 9 heads, and if you cut one off, 2 would grow back into place.
Did it start with 9 heads, or
Yeah, in my mind, it always started with 2, and then just
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for me, in my mind, it started with 4 or 3 because of the Disney movie.
Oh, the Disney movie. That's what your like
Yeah.
guide used.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Well, what the
My
Percy Jackson guide say?
yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. They started with 4.
Again, this story depends on which version you read, so it could be any number
That's
of heads.
true. This is again
Yeah.
all open to interpretation. We were not there, so we don't know how many heads it started with.
But I'm guessing the original idea is 1, then it goes to 2, 4, and again.
Oh yeah, I
Maybe.
guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
Well, then why does it go to 9?
it doesn't.
I don't know.
Well, in theory, the Hydra could just have like 1,000 heads if you just keep
Well, I
cutting
mean-
them off.
If
That's
it has
true.
8 heads, you could just cut one of the 8 heads, and then it have 9 sprouting from that head. So there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. All right.
So tell us the
Well,
story of
Yeah.
the Hydra.
Resume telling.
Sorry for interrupting you.
One of the heads was immortal apparently, and if you
Oh,
cut
yeah.
that one off, the body would just die.
Oh.
The head would still be alive.
Hmm.
So
Huh.
yeah, when Hercules
Weird.
got this task, his nephew showed up to help him with it.
What
And
was his nephew's name?
very good question. I
Laura?
don't know how to pronounce it.
L-O-A.
Yeah, something like that.
L-O-L-A-U-S.
Yeah, no, I don't feel like writing that down to figure out how to
something like
pronounce
that.
it.
Yeah, and I give you expert judgment on this one.
All right. Well, yeah, he helped him. So he got to the swamp. Hercules lit the whole swamp around the Hydra on fire, and so the Hydra
Whoa,
could only
swamp? What?
Yeah, the Hydra's in a swamp.
You
didn't notice
didn't
this?
mention it.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, I did.
Oh, must
What?
be out then.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Well,
On with the story.
big snake creatures live in swamps.
That's true.
Good.
So,
Okay.
so the Hydra could only charge Hercules, and so when it got to Hercules, Hercules just started cutting the heads off, and then whatever the nephew's name handed him a torch or burning stick to
Or
Did
burn.
he,
a
like-
torch.
Yeah, torch.
Yeah. Oh, what's the word when you use like a very hot object to like sear a wound shut?
Cauterize?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that.
Cauterize. But yeah.
Yeah,
Did
he
you
caught-
cauterize the heads? Is
Yep,
that what
he would.
happened?
Yeah, he would cauterize the neck, and then the more heads wouldn't grow back.
So
And
you
on the
cut it off, cauterize it, and prevent growth by destroying it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And then he got to the very last head was the immortal head, so he cut that off, cauterized the wound, the body fell, and then he put the living head and he smashed it with a boulder.
Oh.
Then he went back to King, whatever his name is. I'm not gonna bother pronouncing that.
Oh yeah, no, I skipped the king's name in my story because I was gonna butcher it.
Yeah, it's like Yuri Theseus or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Name from Tales of Hercules.
Alexander, we know what it is. We just don't know how to pronounce it.
Eurystheus.
Euripides?
Oh wait, they gotta pronounce it. Eurystheus. Eurystheus.
Well, that
Okay.
guy.
Yeah.
When he came back, he said, "Well, this quest doesn't count because you had help from your nephew." And
You got help? No, nah, you're not allowed to have help. No,
yeah, so
you haven't
So
repaid
Hercules
your
got
debts
scammed.
for killing your children.
this is one of the 2 tasks that didn't count.
Oh, fun.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
time
it's exciting for Hercules, I guess.
On to
Okay,
the
so
Hydra.
it's oh yeah, it's now my turn. So from my understanding, Hercules' third labor Hold on, let me go back to the pronunciation. The king of Tyrann's Eurystheus has ordered Hercules to bring him the hind of Syria. For starters, before we get into this, we have to know what a hind is and where Irnia is. I think that's how you pronounce it. A hind and is just a female red deer, and Cernia is just a town in Greece about 50 miles from where Eurystheus' palace is.
Is the hind the deer itself, or is it the
Okay.
And
skin of the deer?
that's a good question that they don't go into detail
It's
about.
the whole
Oh,
deer.
I want to
Yeah,
search that up now.
I
Is
believe
the
it refers to the
hind
back part of the skin.
refer to the whole deer or just
We're really going
the
into
skin?
unnecessary parts of
And
this.
hind and is a female deer. So yeah,
So it's just
according to
like the
this,
whole
yeah, I
female
think
deer.
it's. Oh no, the word hide is what the skin is. This is a hind. Oh, I'm completely.
It's not a hind, it's still a hind.
It's
Yeah,
HIND. So
It's still
there's
hind.
no E to fully. Yeah.
Yeah, but
so
he,
it's
Anyway.
just
Alexander,
a
it is
full
still pronounced
female
high.
deer.
yeah, it's the full
High.
female
Okay.
deer that he
Yeah.
brings to the
It's a
camp.
full female red deer. And it goes into saying, "Oh, you'd think it'd be easy for Hercules to go shoot a deer and bring it back to him." But there were a few other problems that complicated this. This was a special deer due to the fact that it had golden horns and hoofs of bronze. Don't know why it had these things, but it did. It was also the sacred deer of the goddess of hunting.
Well, that's
Oh, I'm
probably
dying.
why it
And
had
the
all that flashy
moon,
stuff.
Diana. And this was Diana's special pet, which meant Hercules could neither kill the deer or hurt it. And he couldn't risk getting Diana angry because he was already in enough trouble with Hera for, I think it was killing his children and his wife. So Hercules then set out on this adventure, and he hunted the deer. Took him a full year to hunt this deer, and then
Wow.
and he came close, and the deer had become wary from the chase.
For a year.
The deer came to a place to rest near a mountain called Artemisius, and then made its way to the river Ladon. Realize Hercules he started to realize, hey, this deer's about to get away. So and he's like, I've chased this deer for a whole goddamn year. Here, I ain't about to let it get away. So he decided to shoot it just as about to cross the stream. And he was able to injure the deer, so he was able to run to it and then catch the deer. And then he put it on the hind's shoulders, the hind on his shoulders, and turned back to my Enya. Anyway,
It's
as
hind.
Herc, what
It's
hind?
hind. Not
Okay,
hind.
okay. As Herc, then he hurried on his as he was on his way. He was met by Diana and Apollo. Diana was very angry with Hercules due to the fact that he tried to kill, air quotes, her sacred animal. She was about to apparently take the deer from Hercules that he's been hunting for a full years. And it goes on to say, and surely she would have punished him. Hmm. But Hercules told her the truth of what had happened. And here I'm starting to quote. He said that he had to obey the oracle and do the labors Eurystheus had given him. So anger and healed the deer's wound, and Hercules not carried it alive to Enya. Okay. So essentially, he was tasked to go grab a deer, chased this deer for 1 year, shot it. Diana got upset. She had to learn to forgive, and Hercules then went on his merry way back with the deer. So yeah, that's neat.
All right.
Any questions? Or
I
like,
think we get it.
Yep, we get it.
Amazing. It took him a year.
Wait.
All right. On to his fourth labor, the Euphemian boar. So for this labor, Theseus ordered Hercules to bring him the boar, which resided in the mountains called Euphemius, where the boar gets its name. He asked for this boar because every day it came down the mountain and attacked humans, people on the countryside with its tusks,
oh yeah, I remember.
and it destroyed everything that it could find. Hercules, on his way to the boar, visited a centaur that lived in a cave in the mountains. This centaur gave Hercules food and stuff. Yeah.
Someone just drew
Took
a
a nice
boy
gulp of
string.
water.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. Well, he did drink. He drank wine, angering some of the centaurs who it belonged to. He then angered these centaurs, where they then attacked back by shooting arrows at him after he threw burning sticks at them. They chased him for about 20 miles, and the rest of them fled. One of the centaurs, Chiron, received a wound that nothing could heal. That's another Hercules story, so we're not going to get more into that. Yeah. Anyway. That friend of his, the centaur, then found one of the arrows in his friend, pulled it out, accidentally dropped it on his foot, killing himself. And so when Hercules returned, he found him dead.
Wait,
What was up with these arrows that he dropped it on his foot?
Well, yeah.
They just.
They had the Hydra's poison in them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
This is
I'm
why
like-
when he dropped it on his foot, he died.
I mean,
so-
like, how do you mess up that bad where you drop an arrow?
Yeah,
Just-
I don't.
Was this
Well,
one
he
of the
was just,
centaurs?
like-
Yeah,
It
this is
depends on the
his
story
centaur
again.
friend.
How the frick do they do that?
In my,
They
But
would
isn't
have
like
to be
that
holding
hard
it
blood?
underneath them. Their feet would be collinear.
I know.
Wait, but isn't like centaur blood like also extremely poisonous? Like, isn't that
Yeah.
what
Yes.
ultimately like kills Hercules?
Yes.
Well, that's not part of our
Well,
presentation, so we can't confirm
Yeah,
or deny
it's-
that, but probably.
Well,
Okay.
he ascends up and becomes a god, but
Well,
yeah, he guards the gates of Olympus.
It wasn't hard for Hercules to find the boar. He could hear the beast. It was very loud because it's a massive animal. So Hercules chased it around the mountain multiple times, shouting as he went. The boar, frightened and obviously out of breath after being chased by a scary human, hid. Hercules then poked his spear through the bushes at the boar, and the animal then fled into a deep patch of snow. He trapped the boar and carried it all the way to Mycene, where Thetis lived, where the king, amazed, accepted the boar. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Eurystheus, very scared of Hercules because of his amazing feats, then hid in a jar, which is just delightfully funny.
All right. He was scared of the
That-
boar. He didn't actually think it.
Yes.
What?
Wait, no.
I forgot about that.
Eurystheus was afraid of
No, it's like
Hercules, so he hid in a bronze
Yeah.
Are you
jar.
sure? I could have sworn
No, it was the boar.
No,
Yeah.
it's Hercules.
I'm almost sure
No,
it was
I
the
saw this
boar.
too. The king who like gives him all these tasks gets like so scared of Hercules because he keeps coming back having killed all of these like seemingly unkillable creatures
And bringing them
to the
back
point that
alive
he like
too.
fears him so bad that he keeps like sending him off to do more stuff because he just wants to get rid of him as quickly as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause he doesn't want him to come back and.
Be
Yeah, like
alive.
Oh, and
overthrow him.
that audio couldn't go through because of the noise suppression. He didn't want him to off him.
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, you should turn your
One of
notes
my
down.
personal favorite flavors, though, has got to be the one with Atlas. I don't know why. It just is.
Well, if you want to find about that, you've got to watch or read our other classmates' presentations on their
Podcast.
flavors. Alrighty, this has
So
been our
yeah,
podcast.
that story wasn't our responsibility.
It was
Not
Yep,
our
not our
responsibility. It can be saved
has been the first four
for
ladies:
another time.
the Ephemian boar, the hind, the hydra, and the lion.
So